Hey, sweet souls, it's DTO in the flow. This is my 5Q interview, and today I get to have an extraordinary soul, amazing, world premiere, visionary, inspirational vocalist, musician, songwriter, and rap coach with 20 years of performance experience under his belt. If you're looking at the ticker scrolling below, you know that we are speaking about the one and only Kiyoshi, and he's collaborated with many well-known producers as the Polish ambassador and has released multiple projects. Kiyoshi has been featured in American Airlines magazine, BuzzFeed, Vice, Fox, and opened up for notable acts such as Zap Mama, Aloe Black, Xavier Rudd, Mayor Hawthorne, and Snoop Dogg and some other people I remember, right? Kiyoshi coaches rappers, artists on all levels. So if you're looking for mentorship, today we're going to hear from Kiyoshi and what he's creating. You can see this as well in the photos of some of the students that he has been working with. And so any level that you're at, Kiyoshi will meet you at that place and he will inspire you to take it to the next level. From beginners who've never rapped before to professionals using flowtropy, right? Poetry and flow. You have to explain more of that as a tool for personal self-development. Kiyoshi utilizes powerful, unique approaches and holistic practices to enhance one's ability in finding their own voice while breaking through fears to perform at a higher level. So what he is creating right now is called Expand Your Expression. And I can't wait to bring Kiyoshi on. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is here, and here he is, Kiyoshi. How's it going?
What's up, DTO in the flow?
Yeah, don't you know?
Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm doing really well. Great to see you. Great to
Great to
be
see you too.
connected. And, you know, in the world of pixelations and screens, we're just all connected and intertwined and synergetically, cosmically divine.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's ask everyone out there, where are you located? Tell us where you're at. Put it in the comments. What's great is this is a live streaming experience right now. And we know this gentleman. We can put up the comments. And we'd love for anyone out there to comment, ask a question, and share. We have our 5Q interview, which of course will go along some really amazing questions where Kiyoshi can authentically share more about what he's creating in the world, what he's up to. And we'd love to hear from you if you have a particular question or just want to give us a shout out. And, you know, if you're busy doing something right now, you're just listening, just put in your favorite emoji just so we know you're there. That'd be great. And before we get started, I want to make sure everyone can find Kiyoshi at KiyoshiMusic.com and at Kiyoshi Music on IG and all the places and spaces. And we have collaborated on so many projects. On my trilogy of albums, Kiyoshi has been just bringing so much collaboration, contribution, and this amazing expression where I think a lot of people out there that have never seen you before in my network, of course, there's people in your network that don't know who I am. This is the beauty of utilizing this technology. I feel like there's something for everyone in what you've been creating. And what I want to hear, first of all, is who's out there. So we got Pablo. What's up, brother?
¿Cómo estás, Pablo?
Todo bien por acá. Thanks for
Hola.
watching. Thanks for he did both. He commented and he put the emojis in. He gets like triple points.
Yeah,
And
you
he's
did.
wearing and he's got like the Karate Kid dojo
Yeah,
headband.
with the
Yeah.
colorful mask.
Okay, here we go. Hey,
Yeah.
Lena, how are you?
Shout
Great
out to
see you.
Lena.
Lena in the house. All right.
Yeah, she's an awesome singer, musician. Y'all check her out.
Perfect. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are live and it's the place to be. And so first question, we're going to do a little drum roll because we're musicians.
Radiance.
All right. All right. Kiyoshi, what is your journey with music? What's your backstory? How did all this come together?
My journey with music. Yeah, it goes super far back. 38 years ago in the womb, just hearing amazing music. My father was a music teacher, so I'm sure he played a lot of music in the house. Grew up around jazz musicians and seeing my dad's, marching bands and jazz bands. So at an early age, at 8 years old, my father put me on guitar. So I would actually, mess around on the guitar, learn stuff on my own. He would give me these little guitar books. And then I'll also like play around with the little instruments at home. So I was very musical at an early age. And that went all the way up through high school, where I moved more into the bass guitar. So I learned a little bass when I was in high school. And then I kind of like let that go and got more into writing poetry. So I would see like slam poetry on TV. I also grew up in the church, so I'll see a lot of ministers speak with such poise and presence, and that kind of really activated something in me that I didn't know what was in there. And so I only get like goosebumps in my arms when I would see certain ministers speak with like that presence, and like certain slam poets speak. And something in me knew that I was able to have that. I knew that I had that gift of I knew I could somehow spit some words out and have it sound cool. So anyway, I started to develop like skills in poetry. I entered my first poetry slam at when I was 17 years old. Well, I was also writing a lot before then, but I really put my skills to the test when I entered the poetry slam contest, and actually did pretty well. And then next year I made the team. So yeah, later in high school, I won the poetry slam team my senior year. We traveled out to San Francisco, where I competed nationally on the Ann Arbor youth poetry team. And then, so yeah, with high school, I had a lot of like, just, playing a little bass guitar in my dad's band. We went to Jamaica a couple times, and, playing, writing a lot in English class and performing raps at church. So I had all these things kind of just stirring up at the time, leading up to college, where I got really involved in the poetry society there, and performing at open mics, poetry slams. So yeah, and then I released my first album in 2004. And then after that, I started throwing my own events in Ann Arbor, and then performing in Detroit here and there, kind of building up a name and a reputation in the local scene here in Michigan. And then I moved out to California in 2011, released a number of other projects, and then started coaching what I do and have been doing for so long in the past couple of years. So that's kind of a brief summary of my journey as a musician and spoken word artist and rapper.
Wow. Love it. So many good things. I'm going to share a screen real fast with everyone so you can see there's a great image of Kiyoshi in the studio on stage. And yeah, it's when we think of music, we think of Kiyoshi. And when we think of Kiyoshi, we think of KiyoshiMusic.com.
Thanks, DTO.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's been awesome. And on my wall here, I have our posters that, we obviously have done launch parties together and created. And I really love the fact that we both love collaboration. And that's, to me, what your family's about as well. So your father and your brother and so many people that are musicians, I feel, as you said, it starts back in the womb. And to be able to have, if anyone forgets, just right now, put your hand on your heart, feel the beat. So we all got beats inside us, right? It's like this is the first rhythmical motion that then allows us to understand that with rhythms and melody lines and lyrics and inspirational messages and people coming together with collaborative skill sets. I love all that. And what's great is, beyond you being able to utilize your throat chakra, here we go, throat chakra behind us. You also are a bass player. You also play some piano, play the drums. And a lot of people probably don't know how multi-instrumental you are.
I pick things up. I don't really like study like the drums and piano. I mean, I can learn simple things. Not on your level, DTO. You're more yeah, that's more my instrument. I haven't played in a while. That's cool. You got a bass, man. I forgot you had that.
Yeah.
You've been practicing?
A little bit here and there. It's fun, You just,
yeah, it is.
And that's the thing about having that tactile ability to play an instrument and also to produce music is really powerful. So you've, of course, been a performer. You've been able to be on stages, touring internationally. I know we've been on tours, different countries Bali Spirit Fest, places like that.
Yeah, man.
Yoga festivals, transformational festivals. I know you're flying out to California again to do a show that happens annually out here. So what I think a lot of people are probably curious about, because I opened up talking about how there's coaching opportunities, and of course you have. So what was the aha moment, Kiyoshi, or like the light bulb moment where you're like, oh, I know how to do all this now? Question 2 is, what inspired you to teach?
Yeah, what inspired me to teach? It really all came down to being of service and giving, because for so long it was like, yeah, how can I really better myself and do things for myself? That was more of the early mindset. And then I figured out the more that we give, the more we receive. And like, it's all a win-win for everybody. So just finding ways to really support others in nurturing their ability to really be creative and use my genius to like spread more love and empowerment through the world. Because I know what it's done for my life. Music has been medicine. Music is the universal language that brings and unites people of all barriers and backgrounds and races together. It's been a super powerful force in my life and what it's done for me. And like when I'm on stage, it's like a ceremony and I heal myself. And so I see what it does to others. So it's like, hey, why work some other BS job that I don't really enjoy when I can actually use my skills and services to be of service and support others and help them learn things that have allowed me to be on that next level. Because it's healing on multiple levels. So with coaching, it allows me to do that. It's like, yo, these are the tools that have worked for me. So they'll probably work for you. Everybody's different, but this is my system, so here you go.
Yeah.
So really just, again, going back to being of service and my dharma.
Yeah. So talk about your system. That leads greatly into question 3, which is, so what makes your course unique? What kind of system do you have in place? What kind of techniques, strategies, and skill sets do you bring to the table?
Absolutely. Thanks for posing that question. So basically, I use rap as a tool for personal self-development. I sometimes say poetry because, of course, I started out writing poetry and rapping, because when you strip away rapping, when you strip away the music from rap, what do you have? Poetry, right? It's very similar, all in the same kind of container. Yeah. It's just different styles of rap, right? Rap is more of the voice aspect of hip hop, which is the overlying umbrella culture, which I grew up in. But as far as my course, so I teach a lot of mechanics as far as how to structure a song, songwriting, how to count bars, the poetry, the rapping, also voice activation. How can you use your voice as a tool to really empower yourself? How this translates in all areas and facets of our lives, right? How can we really stand up for yourself in times of need, or how can you really make wise decisions? How can you maneuver yourself through a weird situation? You got to freestyle, right? So yeah. Freestyling is accessing more flow state, really, trusting. So it's like practicing and getting your brain, in the motion of just trusting. So you just like with anything, you're working that muscle over and over. So you're practicing trust every time you freestyle. I'm just going to trust. So I teach a lot of that, how to access more flow state, how to trust yourself, how to create, verses, what a chorus is, how to create a chorus, how to create something catchy, how to empower yourself on stage, how to really maneuver yourself and get the crowd's attention, call and response, these different tools and tips and tricks that I've learned and used and still do. How to really use the voice as a healing tool for yourself and others, and how to get other people to join you as well. There's so many things. So it's very dynamic and very functional. And it's medicine. Mm. And so what makes it unique is that I do all that in addition to, really like using hip hop in a creative way. And how, like I said, how it translates into so many other things. And at the end of the course, everybody will have at least 2 verses in the chorus written. So everybody will have at least a song written. And so you have a lot of tools. And it's called expand your expression for a reason. You're going to expand yourself. You're going to do things that you might have not have thought you would be doing. I've heard for some past clients, like, yo, I didn't know I'll be singing. And now I'm like singing. I wrote this chorus, and now like I'm singing more. Or one of my other clients, she's like, I want to do the sessions with you just to like expand myself, my creativity, and overcome fears and obstacles. But now I'm rapping more because you make it so fun, and I see how it's like it trains the brain rewires the brain in such a cool way. And I trust myself more, and just having fun with it because it's giving you more tools, more access to other dimensions and possibilities. Because like singing's an art, spoken word is an art, you know, rapping's an art. But how about what if you fuse all those together? You create more of like a woo, like,
Mm.
you know, create a wave of and allow your emotions to be expressed in different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel
Yeah.
that is such a powerful possibility. So everyone can see on
Mhm.
the screen here the transformational program, Expand Your Expression. That's what Kiyoshi was referring to.
Yes, sir.
So let's see this picture. Wow, these are all the participants in your most recent course. So these are every beautiful soul. You said there's 18 total people that were a
Yeah.
part of this. So tell us who these individuals are and what was the overall group dynamic? Like how much transformation, what kind of results were produced in this?
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to all the participants, all the amazing, beautiful souls here. You know, really talented, creative individuals. I mean, I can give you all their names, but it's all good. So
Yeah.
they're all from all over, and some of the takeaways and things that they've gotten results were again some things that I mentioned. I didn't think I would be singing, but now I'm singing more. I'm using my voice more. I didn't think I'll be able to create a song. I didn't really expect that, but now I have a whole song. Now I just got to figure out how to record it. So that's why they come to people like you, DTO, or
Yeah.
other producers that really get that production. But at least they have that framework, right? A lot of people need that nudge, that kick in the butt to kind of keep the gears rolling, get the ball rolling and moving, because a lot of times we get stuck, right? We need a little accountability, support, and just
Totally.
nurturing and little like, here, you got this, and some tools. So I'm providing some tools, I'm providing accountability and support, right? This is like different from my one-on-one transformational sessions where it's more like, okay, this is a container for everybody to really like see what they're doing and get inspired. Iron sharpens iron. So we all help each other out in the process. So that's what this makes this specifically really cool and unique. So those are some of the takeaways, you know, just doing things that will be outside of your like, you know, usual framework of creativity, you know, like, okay, I didn't think I'll create this, but I need to do something about this. Now you have something, the tools to really guide you. So I'm like that guide to kind of help move you along. All right, here, now you got this week to get this done. You know, I'll give them assignments, you know, each week.
Perfect.
And so at the end of the course, so we can kind of build it up so that we can have everybody has something at the end, and then we perform it on the last week.
Yeah, and you can just feel the energy in this collage.
Yeah, a lot of really cool,
really great
people.
And Michael, he actually texted me, and you know, he was like, "Oh, check out this track that I rapped on." I was like, "Whoa, let me have a listen." He's like, "Yeah, I'm taking Kiyoshi's course." And, you know, remember he ran the merch table for us at one of our launch parties.
Yeah.
Which because
shout out to Michael.
Shout out to him. Here we go. This I just took it off the wall.
Yeah. 2.5 years ago, man.
And guess what? I can't remember from who I got this, but someone actually gave me so it's like a actual
souvenir
physical souvenir ticket. So then, and then there's our other.
I should have kept those tickets. I got quite a few of those posters left.
I got them in the archives. But yeah, it's about like collaboration, teamwork. So here, Michael was assisting us and showing up in a really beautiful way at our launch parties, and he definitely was a yes to your program and recognized that this ability for all of us to expand your expression based on who you're expanding into being.
Right.
And so that's what's great about everyone here is everyone got to, I'm sure Eva as well. I've seen her studio. She's an amazing producer.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Eva.
You see Scott in there. Yeah. Really, really amazing. So
yes, sir.
Yes. So you're, what we talked about is how with what you're creating can also lead into the mentorship, the accountability. So anyone that's out there right now, like, well, I'm not really creatively doing anything right now. I just feel like I'm only absorbing content. Like a lot of people are watching things online, or they're obviously watching this online. But if anything, wouldn't you say the gift would be to not necessarily fill up with a bunch of information, but have like something that ignites your heart, your passion, your soul. It lights it up. And then, so anyone out there, if you're lit up by what we're sharing, then this is where I feel there's this possibility to like take that courageous step forward, because fear is always going to be there, right? Like Joseph Campbell, Hero's Journey. There's always going to be fear, and it's about that courageousness to go for it anyway. So
move through the fear, right?
Precisely. So what I love is, you know, you've been on MTV, VH1, you've been featured on these amazing platforms. We've been on the news together, promoting our shows.
The
And
Fox, right?
doing great
Fox
things
5.
for like nonprofits out there with veterans that have post-traumatic stress. So I love, as you said, teaching for you came from a place of generosity. And that really, I feel, is powerful. So question 4 is, what piece of advice do you share with anyone that would come up to you and say, hey, I don't know where to start. You're so creative. You're in this flow state. You do so much. Kiyoshi, how many people have come up and said, like, how do you do this? Like, what do I do? And I'm sure that's what kind of inspired the course. So what piece of advice would you share with anyone that's watching this?
Yeah, first off, I've been asked that quite a few times. And what I do is I suggest simple tools. So I'll start off really simple. And one super simple tool is that everybody can use is the mirror. So, and being at home. So you're at home, you're in front of your mirror. Hey, maybe throw some beats on, right? Use your internet, your Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, play these instrumental beats. Might want to beat on your dome table at home, just start with you basically. But as far as performing, yeah, like even sing to yourself, rap to yourself, like you can get the ball rolling that way. Like just look at how you're performing and say, okay, you get comfortable when you see yourself, you're not judging yourself so much. Some people do, but that's what I will start with. Just like start at home, freestyle, sing in the shower, in your car. Yeah. But I'll go back to the mirror. That's more so when you want to perform in front of a crowd, when you're getting ready. That's the next step. But first, initially, yes, shower, car, play some beats on YouTube, just have fun. And that's mainly what I really, really emphasize. That's the gist of it, what you really want to focus on. Just having fun, not giving an F. Like, yo, we just having a good time. So like the homies, like a lot of rappers got good. I'm sure even singers, just sitting around the house or at the tables during lunchtime in high school, people would just freestyle and stuff. Me, I would be so like judgmental of myself and like worried of what people think. It's like we all have that to some extent, right? Some people have it more, but I really had that because I was a writer. I was a great writer in high school, but I wouldn't really vocalize my truth or creativity because my other friends were really dope at freestyle. And I'd be like, damn, they're dope. I want to be that dope. And now I wouldn't do anything. So I'll be there like just quiet, like making a beat or just like, yeah. And then later on, they're like, damn, Yoshi got bars, like once I was able to spit, but then I started freestyling. So I would say, yeah, just really have fun with it. Whatever you do, surround yourself with other people who are doing things you would like to do, right? They say this in business, but as far as creatively, you want to do that too. So when you're around people who are like freely expressing themselves, do that. Because when you're around them, you'll be around other people. And then it's like, you don't feel as weird if you're like creatively expressing yourself. I saw this on a higher level of expression. Actually, my expression went from here to there. When I moved to California and I started doing ecstatic dances, because, like you see a lot of hippie dances and stuff and people are doing like weird stuff, but like all these weird dance moves. And I will come in, I'm like, what the hell is that? But then I wouldn't judge it too much. I'm like, you know what? They're actually having a lot of fun. Let me try that out. So when you're in a room full of people who are like freely doing that as far as physically, then you get into that mindset, like, and you're not worried about what everybody else is doing. They're like, oh my God, it feels so liberating. So when you take that and apply it to your vocals, it's like, like singing around others. That's why people like choirs, is you're not singled out, right?
Yeah.
Of course, when you sing a solo, you're just like, you got, all eyes on you. That's the higher level. But when you're just singing, when you're doing all these things, singing, rapping, dancing around others, you feel more comfortable. So that's another suggestion I'll say. Just surround yourself with other people. Join a crew or like I'm in, part of the dance church community or ecstatic dance communities, right in California. And then musically, like I'll be around you. We're jamming, other friends who are like Adelaide and Adam and other dope, rappers. Jay Brave and other homies are just freestyle. We're having fun,
Community.
So just having a community. Going back to another pro for why my course is really a great thing and a great offering during this time, because we all fiend for social interaction, community support, and this is what this has. Because if we're all living online, then we all, and on social media is great, but it can be like really time consuming if you're not using it in the right way. So this is a really healthy way for you to really be a part of a community network and be creative. So it's doing a lot of that during these times. So that's why I feel like it's medicine, especially during these COVID hours.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Well, when you're speaking about, that self-expression and starting out with that whole theory, that I feel is, my truth in my life is when you surround yourself with people that are in that container or that energetic field, that's their baseline. Like that's who they are as individuals, right? If you're hanging out with a painter, like our friend John Mosley, for example,
right.
Like he's in the painter space, he's in that realm, he's in a creative. So if you come up with some conversation around that, then it's obvious that there would be support. Like, oh, you're interested in painting, Kiyoshi?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's my
there you
technique.
go.
Like
right.
you have a community that supports you. And I feel this, because you and I are both from the Midwest, like you get to take your roots and you get to find your tribe and your community. And when I went to high school, you just gravitate, like, oh, as you said, you were in choir and, and you played sports as well. And so it's like you find your tribe. Right, we all learn this, and as you said in high school, and you're in the lunchroom, you're just like doom 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 doom, whatever kind of beat you're coming up with, and then you're like, whoa, how are we going to put this together? And when you can, and I hung out with other friends that are musicians in high school, so big shout out to my friends Josh and Travis. They're just, but that was the seed, right? That was the spark. So one thing I love about what you do is a lot of people don't know you do puppetry. And that you also have a real awesome passion to inspire children to be creative, right? And so when you're in, and I've witnessed you, and you know this at like Shakti Fest, Bhakti Fest, you're doing, I'm like in the back just watching these kids just lit up, and they're just like, oh, it's the greatest thing in the world. And you get to do that puppeteering. And so I really recognize, the power of teaching and sharing that along. So anyone out there that would be interested in signing up, like where could they find information online about this? How can they reach out to you? And that's my last question.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, DTO. So you can find me on KiyoshiMusic.com. That's my pretty much my tag across the board, KIYOSHIMUSIC.com, as you can see on here. Or also Instagram. You can send me a DM, slide in my DMs, or email me. My email's on there. But to keep it simple, just KiyoshiMusic.com. You can hashtag it, Google it. Easy way to reach me.
All right. Thank you for that. And anyone out there that is live streaming with us right now, there's some people out there. So we have put these on the screen for you.
I saw my boy D.O. Gibson. Shout out to D.O. from Art of Fresh, representing Toronto. I met him in Miami after already hearing his music. Super dope MC. At one point, he was the Guinness World, but he was in the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest rap freestyle. So really pro master freestyle artist, D.O. Big ups.
Impressive.
I see Gaylord, my boy Gaylord from Bali, amazing massage artist, yoga teacher.
Nice. Fantastic energy.
Oakland. A lot of good peeps. What's up, Blake? Blake said, did you say Mosley art?
Yeah. Our friend John Mosley.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Actually, he's done some art for, so here's a release I had a while back. And this is his art. And then we basically put it along with Equanimous did a remix. And then we have a singer, Kayla Diana, who sang on that. So that's how visual art can combine with actual musical. And as Kiyoshi was talking about earlier, like there's poetry, there's the style of rapping and how you embody that and how you get into the rhythmic space. And then just, as you said, like get into the flow where you're just sharing and growing and understanding that you get to create. Like it seems like it's our birthright, right? Like if we are part of all of this, which we call the creation, and we are the part of this creation that's expressed, then it's our birthright to get to be creative. Even YouTube calls it, you're a content creator, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like it's embedded in the word. It's about creativity.
We're all creatives.
Totally. And so when people can, expand that expression of creativity in your program, and as it says here, songwriting, freestyling, performance tips. And so this is going to start late October, and then it says goes to mid-December, right?
Yep. Exactly. Excellent. And then I have the early bird registration cost of $450 right now. the regular cost is $500, which is a super great deal. So if you
Nice.
act today, you want to get signed up, yeah, hit me up, send me a message,
Getting the
get you
DTO
rolling.
discount.
Yeah. There you
Because
go.
you're watching it right now, and
Right.
you just reach out.
DTO discount. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, a while back, one of your birthdays you had, I put together this 1 minute compilation. It's like a cool slideshow, and it also has one of the tracks that we created with AT and Tyler. And so this song is Ethereal, and I want to make sure that I get a moment to share this with everyone. And I'll have you stay on in case there's some comments, so we can answer those. So everyone, check this out. This is a video compilation of DTO and Kiyoshi.
Shout out to Tyler.
My actions are led by the universe, raised from the sun, moving through the earth, feeling as light as a feather, forever surrender, we treasure what's to occur. Infinite bliss, an intimate kiss of the spirit within, a miraculous gift, synchronistic with permission to live. Freely I fly, way beyond all time, feeling the essence of love, seeing these blessings ascending above. All hail to the warrior within, dear brethren, let us not conform to these sins. Cast your worries in the river of death, meditate into your breath, maybe we'll night sent to address all the disbelievers, naysayers, and the doubters. Put down your guns and ammunition, get you all surrounded with love's true power that heals. I'm a warrior out in the fields.
Nice, man. That was dope. I can't hear you. You got your mic off.
Mic check 1 2.
There you go.
Yo.
Now I hear you.
Yeah, so what I was sharing was that it was awesome. I remember putting that video compilation together. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, you got to give some love, and it's great to see like all the different ways we've collaborated.
Right.
And if anyone out there doesn't know the story, Krista Richards introduced us, and essentially what happened is you came in the studio that I was in, and right away we just started like creating. It was like, okay, when two artists and creative souls come together, what do? We create. And what's amazing about that story is the track that you originally threw some bars down on, I repurposed for the album Radiant Energy.
Right.
And then we, of course, from there brought on Jay Brave on that project, and we had Jamie Shadowlight, violin on it, Courtney Govan. So that was a great collaborative project about bliss. And honestly, I'm a little biased because it's a track I produced, but I think that's some of your best ever yet. It was just extraordinary. It's so good. And I know, as you know, it's about consistently being creative and working with amazing producers. And you've worked a lot with your brother, I know, is an extraordinary producer, and he's a part of your most recent album. And so any closing words for anyone? Actually, we got a couple comments here. Oh, we got Brent here. Solid
What's
Music
up,
Brothers
Brent?
right here.
Shout out to the Wise Brothers, Cloud people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think you already mentioned this. I've been on a number of your projects, but I'm actually on all 3 of your albums. People out there,
Absolutely.
Love Warrior, Bliss, and Ethereal.
Absolutely. Yeah, those are awesome projects. And we got a great quote here from someone. The heart beats in 3, just like a waltz, and nothing can stop you from dancing.
Regina Spector. That's cool how you can highlight the comments. There's a little feature you can do that, huh?
Totally, yeah.
Dope.
Only the best for our vibes, right? We got to keep on raising the vibrations, and this is what we're doing.
Yes, sir. Raise the vibes up.
All right, let's see if anyone else is out there.
Equanimous. Yeah, big ups to Equanimous on the remixes. He remixed the DTO's track, and then he actually remixed the Bliss track too.
Absolutely.
Couple tracks. Yeah.
Totally.
He said he wants to be the DJ Khaled of the conscious world. So we were like, you need a tagline, like, I'm the best.
Totally. Well, I want to make sure everyone can see. I'm going to put this up on the screen again, where here's your website. Here's what you're creating. You mentioned that track. So you said earlier, music is medicine. So if people don't know, Kiyoshi has an amazing 7 chakra album called The Medicine Garden. And it was simultaneously released with Infinite Energy, which was also 7 songs or 7 chakras, which is an extraordinary story, right? Like you
Oh
were
yeah,
working
yeah,
on it, I was working on it. We didn't really know. Then we're like,
yeah.
wait, you're making a 7 chakra. I'm making a 7
We're on the
chakra.
same wavelength, man.
Right? Totally.
Yeah. And then you're
So,
the reason I got the Reflection remix EP.
oh, sweet. Yeah,
Remember?
yeah. I do
Yeah.
remember.
You're like, you should
Yep.
just remix the songs that you already have. Because I was like,
Yep.
DTO, I don't got any new music, man. And DTO was saying how, yeah, because he was working on a project, and I was
Yep.
like, I don't got nothing, but he was like, you can just remix the songs that you have. I'm like, all right, let's do that.
Yeah.
And then so
Yeah.
we did a dual release album events, and it was tied into a whole theatrical performance, which is called Radiance, put on by Buddha Music Group. Shout out to Mark DeVoe and Tamara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really great how, collaboration for anyone out there, if you haven't yet dived into that vortex of energy, I say collaboration's the nectar and the juice of life. And that's what it comes down to. And
That's
where anyone out there that's watching right now, if you feel that expression within your soul that is not yet fully out there and you want to expand your expression, where can we go, Kiyoshi? What can we do? Talk to us.
Yo, holla at me. Come join my program, transformational 8-week program called Expand Your Expression. Again, starting late October through mid-December. Collaborate, support, network with other creative, talented individuals. You'll learn songwriting, freestyling, and performance tips, stepping into your power, overcoming fears, standing up for yourself, owning your voice, and just having fun and being around a lot of really cool people doing amazing things. So, yeah.
Excellent. I love it. So we got to recreate. This is our last thing. We got
ready?
See if we can recreate this. All right. that was our.
There you go.
Radiance.
Radiance.
Hey, we predicted it. We got the streets on fire.
Streets on fire. Streets are on fire, man.
Yeah, totally. It's a transformational time to be alive.
Yes, sir.
Grateful for you being here.
I got what you said. The streets were literally on fire.
Yeah, we had some intuitive. Hey, Estrella, hello, Estrella.
Tropical specimens of the Western kind of remix and Bliss are my favorites. Oh, thank you, Al. Shout out to Al Marie. Thank you for creating such beautiful music. Yeah, that's big ups to Polish Ambassador. He produced the that original track, and then Equanimous did the remix. Both of those remixes.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And even behind the scenes, there's so much collaboration that fellow artists, musicians like ourselves are consistently doing it. So it just feels so. I have a philosophy: I only work with awesome people. So this is why we get to collaborate and have the trilogy of albums. You're featured on all those, and then the remixes keep on going on. So that's it's just cool how where you are, what kind of artistic expression people have. You can always develop that, cultivate it, and some of the tips you said today I think are really powerful for people to surround themselves with individuals that are already creating or doing whatever it is that you're called to do in the world. And as we said, like if you're interested in producing music, I'm a producer. If you're interested in creating this expansive place where you can make sure that you're being self-expressed, then this is where Kiyoshi's program is a part of it. And we're collaboratively here to support anyone. And we come from a family of teachers. We're both teachers. We both get to be edutainers, which is on Kiyoshi's website.
Yeah.
And so tell us about an edutainer. So anyone that hasn't heard that expression, because that's the first thing people see on your website.
Yeah. I've been using them interchangeably. That term with entrepreneur. One, it sparks intrigue, curiosity, and can be a sort of a icebreaker, start a conversation starter. What is that? Number two is it's play on words. I also initially got the word edutainer from KRS-One. He's been calling himself that, the teacher or the edutainer, because he educates, of course, and he entertains. So it's different from just an average rapper. Like I'm a rapper. Okay, everybody's a rapper, But if you're like an edutainer, it's like, whoa, you educate and you teach. Okay, so it kind of makes it sounds cooler, right? Yeah, and which is what I do. I educate, I entertain. I'm also an entrepreneur and I entertain. So
multi-instrumentalist, yogi. yoga instructor,
Right.
drummer.
And it sounds better than rapper. You know?
Yeah, totally. Well,
Yeah.
it gets people's attention, and that's
Exactly.
totally what I feel. Even if you're watching this and you see the description, you know, we clearly wrote that this is an interview with a conscious rap coach as well as an artist. And there's so many other titles and ways that we can explain.
Right.
And as you know, similar to the albums that I create, it's all about energy and how we can be connected in that. So thank you very
Yes,
much,
sir.
anyone and everyone that's watching this now or on the archive. We're sending high vibrations. And the last thing I'll say is that you can go to KiyoshiMusic.com or at Kiyoshi Music.
There you go. You get your radio voice on. Ladies and gentlemen, go to my website now.
And you can go to DTOmusic.com.
DTO, it's in the flow. I got you on the tagline.
Totally.
Shout out to Adam Rudder on that.
Yeah, Adam, I remember that was a Super Bowl party, right?
Yeah.
That was great. Back when there were Super Bowl parties.
Yeah.
All right. And
exactly.
we are raising the vibrations of the planet, and wherever you are in your journey. And if you missed any of the questions and you want to rewind, just go. Question 1, we asked Kiyoshi what his journey with music is. He gave a great insight on his backstory. He also spoke about what inspired him to become a teacher, and also about his course that he's offering that you can check out and why that's unique. And then also he gave some phenomenal advice. He actually gave more than just one piece of advice, so you have to rewind that. And then, of course, how we find each other. It's KiyoshiMusic.com, and you can go to my website as well, DTO Music, and check out the collaborations that we are here to do and what we're creating. And again, there's so many amazing souls that were impacted by the first course you taught. So anyone out there that's interested, make sure you contact Kiyoshi to expand your expression. And this is the magic right here, right? Edutainer. All right.
One more time.
Yeah, one more time. Let's see it. It's a grand finale. Everyone, take your screenshot now.
All right.
All right, Kiyoshi.
So
Great to
the
see you here.
RDTO. Love you, man. Take
All
care.
right. Love you, brother.
Peace, people.
Peace.
Spread the good vibes.